Beating the odds when they're stacked against you doesn't happen often, so you can imagine our excitement when the results came out and I drew this tag. A limited entry rifle elk hunt during the entire month of October. Expectations were high going into opening day, dreaming of big ruddy bulls with a rifle in hand. The weather was hot, the moon was full, and we had a few setbacks that made for a challenging hunt. Surrounded by a great group of people, we looked over a pile of elk, searching for the one. This is Drawn Out. Guys, welcome back. We're doing a new video. It's a new hunt.
It's a big one.
I feel guilty because I have the tag again.
Imagine that.
Some years it's your year, you get lucky, and some years you don't. This so happens to be a year I drew a couple of tags.
It's a good tag to have.
I got a couple of tags in my pocket, so I got my dad here. Just poured me a cup of coffee. Got Logie Bear, got Matty Ice. I think Casey's going to try to show up maybe tomorrow. And I'm holding a rifle in my hand. Got the Weatherby 300 Hush Edition and chasing elk. And it's October the 1st, which if you guys are out archery elk hunting, especially the last few years, it seems like the rut just keeps getting further back. So we've got a bull bugling right now. Matt and I did a scouting trip a couple days ago. Elk were pretty ruddy. So we're going to see if we can go find a bull that gets me excited. Should be a good time. This is a cool area. It's a tough tag to draw. There's only 50 tags. And I feel very fortunate to even have a chance at it. So join us. Come along for another, hopefully, epic adventure. It's been a great season so far. Appreciate all of you guys' support. Maddie and Logie are putting together these amazing films. And we hope you enjoy like the new way that we've kind of documented everything. It's a bit of a change from years past, but I think, man, it's fun to sit down and watch something from the beginning to the conclusion in one sitting, and that's what we did this year. So let's go make another one.
Let's do it.
Dang, that was impressive. That's flexible.
You like that? Good morning. We're glassing some elk right now. Spent all day yesterday covering country. Matt has a phrase that he picked up from some podcasts and some people who shoot large mature mule deer, and it's called covering the numbers. And essentially, it's like trying to cover as much country as possible, look over as many animals as possible, trying to take an inventory. So if you have a tag, you can identify like, man, what is it specifically that I might want to shoot? So yesterday was a long day. Haven't found a bull that gets me excited yet. Seen a lot of elk. A lot of them are on private. And kind of just checking some spots that we're familiar with, that we have knowledge of. And this morning, got like, I don't know, maybe 20 elk, one bull. It's like a decent 6-point, some raghorns. Seemed like a lot of broke stuff. So that's what we're doing. Got our butts kicked yesterday. Today's a new day. Got elk in the spotting scope. I'm perched on the top of the Can-Am Defender. This little platform. Gain a little elevation, and hopefully today we can turn one up. Finally got a chance to get a better look at that bull. And I think he's a bull that we would be happy to shoot. He's got, gosh, probably 25 cows maybe. Rutting super hard. And just been watching him. I don't have the greatest glassing light right now. The sun's kind of, look, we're kind of looking into the sun, but he pushed his herd into some junipers. So we're going to be patient, kind of see where they end up in bed potentially, and then figure out an opportunity to maybe go make a play on it. But The thermal waves this morning were super bad, so it was really hard to tell from a distance that we're at, like what kind of bull it was. But we finally got a little bit of sunshine on him. Thermals changed a touch, and seems like a pretty good bull. Alright guys, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. We watched those elk bed down, so we decided to come in and try to make a play. Still not sure if he's on public or if he's on private. We can't really tell. There's not any like definitive terrain markers that could help us out, so we're gonna come and try to verify. I put a waypoint on Onyx over, I think, roughly there bedded. And then I've just got the tracks on, help us stay on the public, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. He was really fired up this morning, so we'll assess the situation, but we might try to call. We got the bugle tube, we got the cow calls. I suspect he'll be bedded for the rest of the day until they head back to feed, so crossing our fingers. Definitely a good bull, and be really excited to get a shot at him. So here we go, let's go. Assuming that fence is the property boundary then. Alright guys, that was, man, we did everything in our control. We located that bull this morning at first light, followed him, watched him bed with all his cows, looked at the map like religiously using our Onyx, and found like where we thought they bedded, and then looked at like how do we get in there. In like so many places out west, a lot of times you're dealing with public-private boundaries. Elk seem to get smart pretty quick. They know where this fence is, and we're super respectful of private landowners, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta like take advantage of the opportunity and go see if maybe you can call them over, or maybe they'll cross on their own. Again, we didn't know exactly where they were bedded, but as it turns out, I don't know how we didn't get busted, but we had a couple cows that we picked up that were bedded. They were probably like 60 yards on the wrong side of the fence, and then they were scattered all throughout there up to probably 150, 200 yards. We finally got eyes on the bull. He's a gorgeous bull. Man, I'd be absolutely thrilled with a bull like that. But he wasn't interested in any cow calls. We tried bugling. Just kind of nothing was happening. It was hot today, and obviously he's got like 20 some cows, so he's pretty content. So the search continues. We're gonna head back to the Team Lodge base camp. My dad's making pheasant nuggets tonight, which is always an enjoyable meal that we have. We'll put our heads together, look at some footage, and try to get a plan going for the morning. But this hunt can be challenging, like so many hunts.
So we're just going to keep on keeping on. We're going to work hard. We're going to have fun. We're going to keep a positive hunting attitude. And with any luck, we're going to get a shot.
What are we having for dinner, boys?
My dad's, I told you on the hill, pheasant nuggets. A lot of iterations of this. As a kid, when I was archery hunting, I was first got to go when I was like 10 years old. And then I started hunting with a bow when I was probably 14, 15. And we would kill grouse and then drink the spring water. We camped by this little spring and we'd make grouse McNuggets. And then this is like transition into pheasant McNuggets or really any wild game bird you kill. But what's the secret sauce, Pop?
Top 5. Onion powder, Johnny seasoning salt, garlic pepper, paprika, crusties. Pancake batter, it's a dry batter, hence the bag. Gives it a nice sweet flavor. And as you can see, a nice golden brown sort of kind of.
Cannot.
Oh man.
Bye, everybody knows the rules. Okay, I've never had pheasant nuggets. Dang, Terry. That's a solid. It's like a 9.5.
Oh, a 9.5?
And that's not a rookie score. That's a legit. Could eat that whole plate.
Well, there's breasts from 13 birds here. So there'll be another hour of this before dinner's ready to be served. So,
Dang, Terry. Good work, Pops.
thank you.
Well, anyways, it's always fun when your dad can join you in camp. If you are fortunate enough to have your dad around part of your life, maybe he's even a hunting companion, try to take advantage of your moments when you can get out and share some time in the field with them. It's always some of our favorite stuff. We're due to take the dads on another adventure. It's been a few years since we got all the dads together, so we got to come up with what that might look like. But I know my dad and I are going to have another hunt later in the year together where he's going to have a tag as well, and I'm super excited for that. But until then, we're going to be in the team lodge eating good food. Matt's going to fire up some Monday Night Football, and we're going to strategize about how we can get that bull for tomorrow.
It's Sunday night, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, Sunday Night Football.
Sunday night football.
Logs?
I had a really good moment with your pops tonight watching you right above those elk.
Aw.
It was pretty cool. Terry got all jacked up. He was doing updates on his phone. I was doing updates on my phone.
I was talking to
We got a good
the
crew.
bull, he wasn't listening.
It was
We
pretty
got
cool.
Got a good crew, and that's half the battle. So anyways, we'll see you guys in the morning.
You have all this. I'll
Hopefully.
get this batch ready.
Hopefully, crossing my fingers, that bull makes a mistake.
And you can't have one.
Got some bacon in the old Camp Chef cast iron here at Elk Camp. Had some things happen this morning, some things that may transpire into other things that are good for us. I'll let Brian tell you guys the whole story, but some stuff went down this morning, and we're just kind of waiting right now, cooking some breakfast, and today could be very interesting. So we'll see what happens, but right now, cooking bacon. Go talk to my man Brian.
All right, here's the update. We were glassing this morning, found the elk again, and one of the things that when you kind of play the private public boundary is you risk, you know, somebody on the private potentially getting a crack at the bull. So in a sad turn of events, the bull that we were looking at yesterday, the beautiful bull, our target bull, was shot by one of the folks on the private land. It appears through what we could see, though, it wasn't a great hit. Looks like it was back. We're guessing guts. We were a long way away, but we were able to go meet up with the gentleman. We've got kind of some footage of where we think the bull went into the trees and stuff, and offered to help him out. And so we're kind of taking a break, eating some breakfast, gonna give him some hours. Gut shots are something that generally are going to be lethal, but it could be 6 to 8, 12, just kind of depends on where in the guts it's hit. We don't really know. we didn't really see any blood on the trail. So anyways, we're going to try to reconvene this afternoon and go look at the footage and see kind of roughly where that bull went in and see if we can go find him and help the gentleman recover his elk.
Like I kind of mentioned before, but one of the landowners also had a tag out here, and the bull that we'd identified and found yesterday that had 300 yards but just wrong side of the fence was out on the private property, and he was able to take a shot at it. Things kind of happened fast, but the bull disappeared, and by all accounts, I don't believe the landowner was able to get either a confirmed hit or a lethal one. The assumption was that the bull was wounded, and so we had footage of kind of where he went into the trees and went and spoke to the gentleman and offered to help him out. So we spent the afternoon, about 4 hours, myself, Maddie, Logan, my dad, using OnX to grid search a pretty big chunk of property because we really didn't have any blood, couldn't find any tracks, and unfortunately we just didn't turn up the animal or frankly any blood sign or what have you. So we gave it a good effort. I think the landowner really appreciated our help. Always sucks if you're in that position as a hunter to not know if you made a lethal hit or potentially wound an animal, and certainly the additional help we provided I think was a gesture of a good deed. So as the day has gone on, the developments have happened. We were doing our night glassing session, relocated the elk, and I'm pretty confident we found the bull chasing cows, doing bull elk things. So I don't know what happened, but from the good deeds that we have done, something interesting materialized. We now have an opportunity to access some of this private property. And as a thank you, he just said, you know what? Why don't you guys go try to kill that bull and keep me posted?
All right, you guys. So tonight's dinner, I think it could bring us a lot of really good luck for tomorrow. As you guys saw with the voiceover on the video that was going on tonight, you guys are caught up with the program. We're all feeling really good here at camp. That big bull is doing well. He's with his cows again. And I think he's gonna run the same program he ran this morning from the footage you guys saw. And we have the green light now. We did a good deed and it paid off. And so tonight we are eating elk heart tacos with the master here, T-Mac. Show T-Mac.
The old man.
If you guys don't know, now you know. T-Mac throws down on his camp chef at home. He does everything from A to Z. They've done gardens before. He does his own pickling process. He loves to throw down on the smoker and the grill. And I'm cooking elk heart tacos with the man, the myth, the legend, Matty Ice behind the camera. We got good things getting ready for tomorrow, and we're eating Brian's elk heart. Everything just feels right in the world. I'm gonna toast up some tortillas here, and then we'll see you guys inside with the final product.
Morning, guys. Bright and early, October the 4th, my dad's birthday. 67 years young, and I'm crossing my fingers that we can get a birthday bowl for my pops today. It's first just barely getting to be light. Pretty sure we found the elk, and so Matt and I are gonna go make a game plan. Hopefully try to slide in there and get this bowl. So come along, see if we can do this birthday bowl thing. There's cows. They're kind of headed towards us, to be honest. Right on this. Yeah. 150. Well, guys, pretty incredible morning. Talk about being in the middle of them. I think we got some pretty fantastic footage of a bunch of cows, some satellite bulls. First thing this morning, we pretty confident we found our target bull. And if you remember yesterday, we spent a good portion of the day looking for him because another hunter who had access to the private land had taken a poke at him, and that hunter happens to be like the person in charge of hunting access for some of the country around here. And anyways, as like a thank you basically for our effort, he granted us written permission to come and hunt a couple pieces of their place, which is really pretty overwhelming, to be honest. So Matt and I were able to sneak into this little piece of private that we historically haven't had access to. And it was pretty good. The only challenge is we saw the big bull. Matt saw him for just a quick glimpse, and he was running towards us, chasing a couple of those satellite bulls, and then went into a dip, but he never came out. He turned and did something else. So this big group of elk kind of split off into maybe 2 or 3 sections. We were like 20 yards from the satellite bull and cows, and it was amazing. And then we got kind of picked through them, kept moving through the junipers, glassed up another one, got within 100, 150 yards of like another 4 to 5 cows and a broken bull. But we just can't turn up the big guy, so I don't know where he disappeared to, but we're gonna be conservative, sneak out of here and try to relocate him this evening. I don't know, this crafty old guy.
Daddy, come look through this, yeah.
He rolled into camp.
Hi guys.
Let me see.
You can see his antlers right now. He's looking straight at us.
In the Junies?
Yeah.
We called in our, what do we want to call him?
Closer, dude.
That's it.
What was that guy's name that was a closer for the Yankees for years?
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera. Casiano Butler Arena. Pretty similar.
I'm not seeing her at all. They're right there already. There's a bunch of them. All right, you guys. We are the Big Glass crew. Brian and Matt are in the field. So there's this water tank that all the elk seemed to like to hit yesterday, and so they're kind of stationing a little to the east of that, a little bit higher in elevation. All of the elk were definitely partying this morning. We saw probably around 30 to 33 elk. That's the most we've seen in there yet. So like 6 bulls, broke bulls in there, smaller 5s, and what we think to be the big one is in there with them. It's just hard because as they transition from that field and jump onto the sage and juniper section, it's hard to really see them, especially at these light, and which one's the big one, which one's the one we're after. So we're just kind of glossing. Brian and Matt are in the field, and hopefully today's the day. We'll see. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. This would have been the coolest footage of all time at that pit bull was there.
just off a water tank. And obviously by the footage you saw, pretty cool. We had the whole herd, which it's pretty neat to have the herd dynamics of an elk group like that between the cows, the calves, the young bulls, the bulls that are trying to fight for the cows. Just watching a mule deer behind you. But, no, not the bull we're looking for. And now my head is really just like spinning of what happened. Did the guy that shot the bull the other day make a more, fatal hit? We just don't know. And because we weren't around to see it, we're going on speculation. From where the bull was shot to where we last saw him was 1.1 miles. And then we grid searched. Each of us did like 5+ miles using Onyx tracks. We laid the tracks over each other so you could kind of tell and say, well, here's places we haven't hit. And then we went back and hit those. And nobody found any sign of blood, anything. So, like I mentioned yesterday, he was really kind and allowed us to come and hunt this piece of property. And we thought the other night we saw him at last light, but man, I don't think we did. I think we were hoping we did, and we got a little ahead of ourselves because nobody got definitive eyes on him yesterday. And he's not in this big group. This was a group of like 30+ elk. There's 6 bulls in there total, and none of the bulls would be what I would consider like mature big bulls. And boy, you would have thought they were partying this morning. You thought he'd been in there if he was around. So I think we're gonna have to regroup and start over. We've kind of spent the last couple days with the idea that we were gonna try to turn this bull up again, but he's not here. So you got to take the silver lining, man. We were 50 yards from 30+ elk. They were mewing, cow calling, bugling, clunking, drinking out of the water. This little buck, Matt, is like 30 yards behind you. I can hear him. He's just a little guy. He's gonna catch our wind here in another 20 yards, but anyways, you gotta take the moral victories, and I love elk. I love elk hunting. And I'll take that as a great win for today. Just being in the middle of a herd of elk while they're rutting is pretty dang cool.
What the hell, dude? It's a great throw. Did it just what I wanted to. I was like, did that really stick? Give me an update. Oh, here's your update, guys. It's only like 7:30 in the morning and the action's already over. Pretty typical out on this mountain. No, it's 8:30. It's been over since 7:30. Our play was just me and Logie and Terry were just gonna stay back and be big eyes, and we saw all the elk. My first morning out here, I got out here yesterday afternoon, and so we saw some elk last night, but this morning that CRP field was loaded with elk. There was probably 32 in there, and the most these guys have seen is like 25, so there's more elk that had come in. And we're looking for one bull, the bull they saw the other day, and we thought we had him. Like, I even put like screenshot of the video when they first saw him to this morning, and dude, the fronts are just kind of like a dead giveaway. But there's some confusion among the group of what's what. Supposedly Matt and Brian saw all those elk come by at 30 yards or at 50 yards, and they say none of them were that big bull, but I would have sworn that was the big bull this morning. So they're headed back now on the Can-Am. We're gonna have a little meeting, talk about what we saw, and then make a plan of attack for this afternoon. But just what it is out here hunting in this wide open country. You just got to lay eyes on something you want to kill and then try to get in front of it and get it killed. And I mean, it might take a few days, but we'll do it. We'll get it done. I'm not worried.
It's freaking warm, man.
I gotta go forward.
Let's go.
Hey, Goodyear, Toyo, it's another tire company. Michelin, Nitto, reach out. We're looking for a tire sponsor. I should put a rock through my freaking tire. A fairly good sized one. I've never put a rock through my tire. These are the tires that came with the truck when I bought it. And they got 55,000 miles on them. I've been thinking about, you know, getting some new ones, but I bet I can get through the fall. It's not looking so good. So we're gonna do a little quick fix. Matt said he can fix it. He says as long as it's not through the sidewall.
You ever done a plug?
Not in a truck tire, in a 4-wheeler tire. I've done a few.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's a pretty big rock. We'll put Matt's skills to the test here.
Calvary's here. Oh, dude. Got the stuff.
Screwdriver. Get that thing unwedged.
Safe to say you didn't get your tires new yet?
No. I was like, you know what? I bet you I can make it through fall with these things.
It'll actually be a lot easier if we pull the tire off because it's on the inside.
Just like that.
Just like that. Pit crew came in, clutch. Probably took us three and a half minutes. So we're not NASCAR yet. Close though. Give us a few more.
Onward.
All right, guys, we have moved locations, so we're kind of doing an observation hunt to evening and trying to just get a lay of this new land. But we became buddies with a gentleman who got a crack at that big bull we were calling like swords or whatnot, and again, he gave us permission to hunt some new country, so yeah, we got a bull bugling, and it's 4:45. I'm looking at a cool mule deer, so far we're off to a good start, but we're gonna just kind of check it out, do a bit of an observation class tonight, and then come back in the morning. Maybe you have an opportunity tonight, but right now the goal is just to try to like learn the country, see where the animals are, hopefully turn up a shooter. Not gonna lie, pretty neat spot. We've seen mule deer and elk, and heard some bugles already. We've been here maybe an hour. It is 5:30, so we're not even in like what I would consider prime time yet. And we're seeing quite a bit of activity, so I think it's gonna be a fun evening. You know, this is a tag that's a limited entry draw tag, so they don't give out a ton of them. And there's not like tons and tons of elk, but at the same time, like you have a decent chance to find like a nice bull. And when I say a nice bull, I mean like a mature class bull. We don't get hung up too much on score. I want something that makes me excited. So character makes me excited. Like a particular look. I've never killed like a really sweet 6-point that has like a really beautiful back end, or like their 4 swords kind of, you know, are good size, and then like their beams kind of tail out. Like that usually means high scoring. Not necessarily. There's like, we see a bull over here. He's freaking super pretty. He probably wouldn't score that high, but he's got that same look. Anyways, I'm gonna keep looking, but could definitely find some good ones. But you gotta be a little patient. losing tonight, man. I don't know how many bulls we've seen, but a lot. Lots of bugling, lots of cows. We've heard some bulls we haven't seen yet, so things could get exciting real fast. Morning. This is day number 6. Alright. Hopefully it's the last morning. We got in some elk last night. But, you know, Brian's trying to find a really special bull, so that's him. That's the guy trying to find a special bull. It's a cool unit, cool tag. We've seen some nice bulls. We just want to see that next level. So, let's go. Elk are so close, they're hard to pick up in the spotter. Oh, there we go. Guys, welcome back. We took a little hiatus for about a week. We had a deer hunt to give away, so we went and did that. Now we're back out here trying to fill my elk tag. October 16th. We just got up to our glassy knob, and there's actually elk pretty close by. Some cows, some raghorns, maybe a decent 6. But the goal is to kind of take new inventory, what might have showed up here. The general deer hunt opened up about 6 days ago, so who knows what got pushed around, but there's been some new developments in this story. We'll share it later at camp. We got to get back to the glass, but still hoping to find that mature bull. Can wrap a tag around on this hunt. Got Logie behind the camera, case on the glass, and
wish us luck. Morning, guys. Just on the glass and knob again, looking at elk that are really far away. Can't quite tell if there's any good bulls in there. Last night was pretty quiet. It's crazy, like 10 days, full moon cycle, how things have changed. The elk were rutting their faces off when we left, and I think we heard maybe one bugle right at last light. So nothing really stood out last night, nothing standing out to this morning so far. And man, it makes you start wondering, like, you have expectations on certain tags based on historical information or like knowledge that you might have, or you know what the unit is supposed to, you know, have potential for what they call trophy quality. But then you get out here and you're looking over a lot of elk and you're just like, I don't see it adding up to what people have maybe talked about or what it maybe used to be. Kind of goes to show you, just like hunting is hunting, and sometimes you might go into a unit that has no expectations, really low, and you find this amazing animal, and then other times, like, you put in for a particular unit for over and over and over, like years on end, and then when you finally get the tag, it's not what you thought it was going to be, because so many variables can change, from winter kill to predation to habitat to tag allocation, like you name it, things could change. So I guess the question is, like, does it change your expectations? So let's say you got a great tag, you had these high hopes to shoot like a really mature big bull, but then you get out there and just, you're not turning up those mature bull. Like, we've been hunting for probably 10 days now, looked over a pile of elk. So far there's been one elk that kind of got us excited, and that's the one that the landowner ended up shooting. And crazy update, he actually found his bull. So he was able to get back in there, and the bull wasn't dead, which is freaking crazy to me. Definitely had hit it a few times. I didn't get all the specific details other than he was able to get a shot off. I think it was 3 days later. The bull was definitely not doing great, hurting, slow, but he was able to put him down, and really just a pretty incredible way to end that saga. But that's the only bull that's got us like really excited. We're hoping to go meet up with him and like show you guys in person what that bull looked like. If you're into the score thing, I think he said he scored like 344, which is just an awesome bull. He just has the look, like he's got that back end, big whale tails, like big old swords. Really pretty bull. So far, man, that's the only one that's really the kind of like got us fired up. And so I guess the question we're starting to mull over as we get later into this hunt is, do you change your expectations? Do you slide them down, or do you just keep grinding, looking for the one that's going to get you fired up? Time will tell, but we're going to keep working hard behind the glass and see if we can find the one. Find the one. Give us an update.
All right, ladies and
Talk
gentlemen.
about what we're doing first and foremost, like where we're at headspace, hunt wise.
Real low. we're not super low. It's just not the same as we remember it. But things are good. We saw elk tonight. We got more places to go. It was slow, very slow. Checked out a couple new areas and didn't really produce. So we're gonna work on a game plan tonight. But we have something to look forward to, and that's a mixed bag of ungulates here. We got 2 pieces of backstrap off of Brian's
Tenderloin, Logan.
tenderloin.
You really messed that whole thing up.
We got 2 pieces of tenderloin off of Brian's Arizona bull, and 1 piece of tenderloin actually off my caribou from Alaska. And we've been trying these out. Been really trying to perfect these blends. We have 6 flavors in the works right now. 6 concoctions of amazing seasonings we're working on. For steak, I like to run with what is called the perfect blend. And then also throw a little bit of garlic butter herb in there as well. This has kind of been my go-to for steak. On the hunt giveaway, I cooked some steaks, and this is what played out. So what I like to do always is make sure your meat is defrosted, obviously. And it will help, this is a pro tip, it helps if you can get your meat almost to room temperature. That being said, thicker cuts, if they're still like fresh out of the fridge, it's really, really cold in the center, and that's going to take longer for it to cook. And we like to cook hot and fast when we're doing steaks. So closer to room temperature you can get, the better. Oh yeah. And what you're hearing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the crust being formed. Also kind of a ritual to get the spices on the steaks, pat dry them with a paper towel, get as much of that blood and freezer juice off as you can. Pat dry them so you're working with some fresh meat. And I like to do a Ziploc with some olive oil, get everything mixed up. And we're going to take a little bit of that olive oil and spices and just kind of drizzle it right over the top. And that's as many tips as I'm going to give you guys. I'm not going to give you any secrets right now, but those are the tips. Those steaks are going to be phenomenal. That's what we're doing right now. We got elk steaks, caribou steak in the cast iron, and we're going to kind of game plan for tomorrow and see where Brian's head's at. See what he wants to do. But in the team lodge, we have a hood vent. Let me get that bad boy going right now.
Just watched some Monday night football on my phone. We have a TV here, but we don't have how to hook it up. Pretty lame game. Broncos, Chargers. Russell Wilson, Brian, Logan have some things to say about him because they're big Seahawks fans. But here's my theory. Man, this is a tag that we've always wanted. Had it one other time, and we're kind of getting our butts kicked a little bit, which is fine. Got to start checking boxes, though. I think we need to start doing some things, looking in some areas that we haven't looked in the past. So we're gonna make a game plan over some elk tenderloins and caribou, and tomorrow, hopefully, we find a bull that gets Brian excited. Guys, it's tough. It's hunting. You know, when Brian drew this tag earlier this spring, we were like, heck yeah, like, great tag. Let's go kill a giant. It hasn't panned out that way. But, at the same time, any day we can turn up a giant. Any day we can turn up a bull that Brian would be super stoked on. Just gotta make that happen. I always tell my kids when I'm with them, we have to see him before we can kill him. We just gotta go see one. Then we'll go kill him.
Yeah, unless you hammer them with those seasonings, they're always a little bit. Well, that's what they're for, you know. Light on the side.
Oh, yes.
Put it down. Hey, still looking for a tire sponsor. If you guys are out there, looking to sponsor a hunting channel, we're your guys. Second flight of the trip, or of this hunt, this time on the Can-Am, and we can't figure out where the hole is. Me and Logie noticed a flat last night, and tried pumping it up with 3 different pumps, but that was at night, so we're gonna try it during the day. I don't know. see how things go.
See the bubbles? Hey guys, science. Soap and water makes bubbles when air goes through it. Check it out. Or you can just use your ear holes. Hear it? We got a hole here. We're gonna do plug walk. We're gonna do plug walk on the Maxis. She'll be right as rain here in about 10 minutes. You just spray it on all the squeaky stuff. Like I said, couple hands.
Okay, there you go.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come out, come out, come out. Here's our plug. We have our plug inserted,
and we're gonna have to do a trim job, but I want to just put some air in it and see if she holds. We might have to go plug walk and fix a flat. We might do a collab song on this one. Here we go. All right, guys, it is, it doesn't feel like elk hunting. I gotta be honest with you. It feels like we're on a pronghorn hunt and it's like August. Even though we're in the middle of October, it's gotta be pushing 80 degrees today. Dusty and dirty and disgusting. Had a couple flat tires we got fixed. We did see some elk this morning. We kind of split up to try to figure out what was going on. And I did find a pretty good sized herd of elk. There's 2 bulls in there that were, what I would consider at this point in the hunt, possible shooters. I gotta tell you, the expectations are just kind of going down. We go back and forth, you know, like on what would we do. But right now, like we've seen one great bull that the landowner killed, and then that's kind of it. Like just some other stuff that's just all right. And when I say all right, I mean like age class or, you know, maturity, rack size, whether it's a herd bull or raghorn. Haven't been able to find like that next level bull. We're on I think day 11 right now, and just haven't done it. And other hunters we've talked to are kind of dealing with the same challenges. So now we're at a point in the hunt where it's like, do you just take the best representative bull that the unit's offering right now? And I kind of feel like that's where we're at. So we're gonna go try to find these elk. I was able to get them bedded. They're bedded in the dumbest place ever, but nonetheless, they are bedded. We know where they're at. We're gonna try to get the wind in our favor. The sun will be kind of at our back, and I don't know, we'll just go see what happens. But thanks for sticking with us. This has been a grind. Some of them aren't perfect, some of them take forever, some of them are slow action, but we're still having fun. So let's go see if we can finish this hunt off with the bull elk.
So we're just trying to get to where we think these elk bedded this morning. Climbed up a hill and I can see some elk on their feet, but they're kind of across this big opening. Supposedly there's some water up here, and it should be the only water around. I think all these other tanks have been shut off, so we're hoping they work up this way. But these elk have kind of done something different every day. They've kind of pushed further and further and further from what we found in the first time. But this country, it's cool because you can glass it so much, and that's what I love. I love to glass animals up. It obviously gives you an advantage, but it's so open, it's hard to stalk through it. But we're gonna get in here and kind of find out if there's a bull Brian wants to kill. If so, and then the hunt's on. That's kind of always the thing we always say. It's like every hunt has certain steps. The one step, you gotta find a target, and then that's when the hunt's really on. So hopefully there's a target in here.
You just being a hand in the washing business.
Things haven't gone so well, guys. So Casey's a line cook and I'm a dishwasher now. Oh, I want to tell you guys great news. You obviously saw some of the footage. The elk were in a weird spot, and I mean, I don't know. We just didn't see anything that got us excited. We've always said, all the years we've done this, the key is to find an animal that gets you excited. And if you can't find that, it doesn't matter what it scores, none of that matters. If it gets you excited, then that's what you should go for. And
I just haven't found anything that got me excited other than the bull that's already been killed. And since that bull, gosh, 10, 12, 14 days later, like, we haven't been able to turn anything up. And I don't want to just kill an elk to kill an elk. I want to find something that is representative of the unit that we're hunting and what we're kind of like seeing. And so far, like, I know where the bar is based on that bull, and we haven't been able to find anything like it yet. So there might be a situation where I just don't end up filling the tag. We're gonna keep working hard. We're gonna keep trying, but I don't want to kill an elk just to kill an elk. I've got meat. I have opportunities on some other hunts and stuff. I want to find something that's cool. That's, again, that we all get excited about. And we're super lucky. We get to do a lot of hunting. And this one, man, is really, I don't know what it is. The 2 elk tags I've had this year are really making us work for it extra hard. Not opposed to. I enjoy the process. I love, like, we all love, like, scouting, glassing, learning, and that's what we're doing on this hunt. But we haven't turned up the bull yet. And so until that point in time, I'm going to be washing dishes. Casey's going to be cooking burgers. Logan's going to be filming.
Yeah, here you go, bud.
And, yeah, more dishes. I can throw that away. There's garbage here. You're just a line, you know, most cooks don't.
He hit you with the "here you go, bub."
Here you go, bub. So, we're making elk burgers tonight. They're going to be delish. We're going to just keep grinding. Day 11.
Well, it's been a little while since we've last talked. Probably a week and a half or so. Casey, Logan had to bounce out, go to some other hunts. I came back up here again with a good buddy of mine for just a quick day-and-a-half trip. He had some time off. The weather changed finally. We got some better, cooler temperatures. Even like a little snow came in through here. We had a great day-and-a-half up here. Saw a pile of elk. They were on their feet. They were feeding. Like, it's what you would hope you'd have, like, for an October rifle hunt. But unfortunately, yeah, most of the season we just didn't get it. It was like 80 degrees. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate if you're out hunting in the west, dealing with those warmer temperatures. So the elk were bedded down pretty early. And man, we've just been working hard. I think I'm on day 19 today. Tomorrow is the last day of the season. So I'm up here by myself. Never killed an elk solo. Found a group of bulls this morning that I think I'm going to go sneak in on. Pretty sure they're bedded in some junipers and just kind of go get a better look. One of them looked like a pretty decent 6-point, but obviously at the beginning of this hunt, my expectations were super high. I was really trying to shoot like a great trophy class bull just because that's what the unit says it's supposed to have. Seen a lot of elk, just not a lot of like bigger mature elk. So now that we're down to like the wire here, got to just adjust, you know. And so I think my expectations went from like, hopefully I kill like the biggest bull of my life to I'd love to just shoot the best representative bull I can find. I feel like we have a good enough sample set now. I've seen hundreds of them and I kind of know what's in the unit for the most part. So we'll see how the day goes. Try to do the best I can filming by myself. Got the spotting scope right here. Got the rifle behind me and gonna go kind of circle around to where I last saw these elk. I think I don't know what the wind's doing over there, but I'm gonna go try to slide into them and maybe turn them up in a bed. Today the weather is cool. It was like 25 this morning, which is perfect, but the sun's up, it's clear, there's no real wind, and so the elk are kind of like, they bedded down probably about like by 9. And so anyways, that's my plan, guys. I appreciate you sticking along, man. This is really drawn out, longer than I would have expected, but sometimes that's how they go. We're going to keep trying up until the last day, and with any luck, we can finally punch this tag. It is the last day of the season. Been a good start. I went to my glassing off at first light and saw a big herd of elk. A couple nice bulls in there. And then one lone bull, wild too. Just the 31st of October, and they're freaking bugling. Anyways, I went after this long bull. It was a nice 6 point. And he kind of just barely disappeared into some junipers, so I'm set up and hoping that maybe he'll step out. He could have fed in. The sun's just starting to crest, so I'm not exactly sure what his plans are, but it's cool enough this morning. My assumption is he'll stay up in bed a little bit, but just hoping he shows him still. It's been pretty dang cool. Hearing a bunch of elk bugle. It's almost November is awesome. And just seeing a lot of elk right now is great. So wish me luck. We are officially in the bottom of the ninth. With like 2 outs. And our worst hitters up the bat. Like the odds are stacked against us, but we're in position. We just need to get a little bit lucky. Well, these elk finally settled down. They were on a mission to get to their bedding area. I was able to kind of turn them up. I started dropping down to get a little bit closer, and then a bunch of cows just pegged me. At least they just heard like the rock shale kind of like moving, so I'm at 700 for most of them. And there's a pile of elk in there. I got a good look at what would be the best bull in there. Super nice 6 point. Got him bedded right now in the scope. And he's just chilling. But I think I'm gonna let him pass. He's a really good 6 point. But I think next year he could be a great 6 point. And man, these elk have a lot going against them in this area. As has been evident about, like, on day 19, seen 1 bull in all those 19 days. With help from so many fantastic people that I love dearly in my life, from Casey and Logie and Matt, to Sam Solholt, to my buddy Cheo, to my dad. Everybody dedicated their time to try to help me on this tag, this limited entry tag where you would hope to kill a big bull. And of all those eyeballs, all those help, we've seen one bull that really got us fired up. And so I'm going to pass. Like, not every hunt is going to be deemed successful in the realm of punching a tag, but it certainly could be successful in a lot of other things. I love to chase elk. Absolutely my favorite thing to do in the world. It was a rut fest this morning on Halloween morning. I was out here all by myself. Perfect conditions. Bulls were screaming. Cows were mewing. There's obviously a second estrus cycle going on right now. I've got to spend 19 days chasing elk, doing something I love dearly with a ton of great people. What more can you ask for, you know? I didn't punch the tag, but I like the pursuit of elk, honestly, as much or more than successfully punching a tag. Like, there's just something about it. And these conditions, like September, October, when they're bugling and they're rutting, it's just my all-time favorite. So I'm gonna make the long hike back to the truck with my head held high, and I just feel super fulfilled, man. Pretty awesome morning in the elk woods. That bull's gonna be something special next year, I think. Unlikely I'll ever draw the tag again, but who knows? Crazier things could happen. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. Some hunts are quick and easy, and some hunts are long and drawn out. But you gotta love them all. Like we always say, you only get so many opening days, guys. See you on the next one.